Itchy beard. Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Coffee with Father James. I am drinking from my music coffee cup today. I actually still don't know what music this is, so I have to get someone to play it for me. But I chose the music coffee cup because we are just over a week away from celebrating the Triduum. Holy Week is this coming week. And one thing I remember from when I was in the seminary and I was involved in the choir, the student choir, is there's a lot of music. The liturgy is filled with beautiful music in Holy Week. And so that's why I chose this one. Holy Week, I remember I was saying to someone, one of the young people who's being baptized at the Easter Vigil, I was saying that he's a hockey player. So I said, Lent is kind of like the playoffs, you know? Some people grow beards during the playoffs, just saying. So Lent's like the playoffs. And Holy Week is the Stanley Cup final. And the Triduum, so that's Holy Week. This Triduum, Holy Thursday, Good Friday, Holy Saturday, are the final games. And of course, the Easter Vigil is the seventh game. You know, all tied. Seventh game, third period. That's the Easter Vigil. It's the high point of the whole season. So I'm not sure the metaphor works. I think you know what I mean. But in that is a lot of music, and I just want to send out a message to you and invite you, all of you, to participate in the celebration of Holy Week like never before. You know, the liturgy as we know it, especially around Holy Week, was very much restored after the Second Vatican Council. The idea of celebrating the Mass of the Lord's Supper and Holy Thursday and even the Easter Vigil are relatively new since the close of the Council. We always celebrated Good Friday, but the Mass of the Lord's Supper basically didn't happen, and the Easter Vigil actually was strangely celebrated on like Holy Saturday morning with just the priest and an altar server. It was very strange. So the Second Vatican Council restored this full liturgy, these three wonderful celebrations. But because for hundreds and hundreds of years, maybe even like 1,000 years, I'm not sure, wasn't within the consciousness of the average Catholic to celebrate the Triduum, still to this day, there's still a lot of people who have not yet experienced the fullness of the Triduum, you know, the Stanley Cup final, so to speak. And I'm putting out this video to really encourage you to enter into Holy Week like never before. Holy Week begins with Passion Sunday or Palm Sunday. For those of you in our parish, they're you know, every weekend, the last couple of weekends, we've been just short of 800 people per weekend. This past weekend, we were 796. Things are pretty busy, but I expect, like in previous years, for some reason on Palm Sunday, numbers go up. I don't know if it's the free stuff or what it is, but numbers seem to go up in every parish on Palm Sunday. So it's going to be busy. And if the weather permits, we're going to gather in the school, in the gymnasium, and process over, because it's good to move around. In many cultures, they actually do a very real procession. Some cultures, they'll walk through the village. They'll process for 20 minutes singing hymns. And again, that's not something that we're really used to. But we're going to do a little procession from the school over to the church. And so make sure you come early. Don't show up 5 minutes late. And that's Passion Sunday. On Tuesday, we have the Chrism Mass at noontime at the cathedral. If you're free to join us, please come and join us. It's a great way to experience our diocesan church, to pray for our priests. And the first major celebration of the Triduum is on Holy Thursday night. That will be at 7 p.m. Mass of the Lord's Supper. We remember the institution of the Eucharist by Jesus and the washing of the feet, and the connection between the Eucharist and our call to serve one another, to wash one another's feet. And then the liturgy concludes with a procession of the Blessed Sacrament to a place of repose, where there's a time of silent prayer. Idea being that, in a sense, we're watching with the Lord as in the Garden of Gethsemane. Meanwhile, the main church is basically stripped down. The tabernacle is left open, left empty. The altar linens are removed. Everything's very barren and bare. So that the next day, Good Friday, when you come into the church at 3 p.m., although we do have a children's liturgy at 11 o'clock in the morning, but at 3 p.m. is the main liturgy all throughout the world. It's the hour when Jesus actually died, and there's a very solemn liturgy. Minimal music, by the way, but very beautiful indeed. We begin with the reading from Isaiah, very famous reading from Isaiah, and then the Passion according to John is read. I think Paul's letter to the Philippians, chapter 2 as well. Though in the form of God, Jesus did not deem equality with God something to be grasped at. Rather, he emptied himself and took the form of a slave, being born in human likeness. And then he humbled himself even more by becoming obedient, even unto death, to the point of death, even death on a cross. It's a beautiful passage. Good Friday will continue with the veneration of the cross, when we take time communally together to acknowledge the cross as the sign of our salvation. Later that evening, there will be Stations of the Cross at the church. And then Holy Saturday, it's a great day of waiting as we wait in silence. It's, for us as believers, it's like a retreat day from home. And I invite you to really enter into the spirit of it as a day of reflection, of prayer. Any shopping that you need to do, maybe try to get that done before Holy Thursday so that you can enter into Good Friday, which is not just a holiday, it's a holy day. And Holy Saturday as well is, it's not Good Friday, but it's not yet Easter. That we just kind of stay in a kind of a holding pattern, because that's the idea. The whole idea of the liturgy like this is to kind of like almost pretend like we don't know the answer. We don't know the how the story ends. Jesus in the tomb. I mean, we know the resurrection happened. Even on Holy Saturday, even on Good Friday, Jesus is risen from the dead, obviously. But we pause to relive that and allow ourselves to pass through that particular experience so that we can truly sing our Alleluias on Easter evening. The Easter Vigil begins at 8 o'clock that night with a fire, the blessing of the fire. We gather outside. The baptized have their candles lit as we process into the darkness of the church. There's a singing of the ancient hymn, the Exultat, is beautiful. And then the great vigil of readings, the 7 readings from the Hebrew Scriptures, the reading from Paul's letter to the Romans, and then the proclamation of the resurrection from one of the synoptic Gospels. And then we have the initiation of candidates. We have 2 catechumens this year. People are going to be baptized. We have another 4 people who are receiving Easter sacraments, but that's not going to happen at the Easter Vigil. It's going to happen later on in the Easter season. So it's going to be a wonderful celebration. Please come out and join us. Again, if you've never experienced it, come on out and experience this for the first time. And on Easter Sunday, Easter Sunday is correctly so not that much different than any other Sunday, which is actually quite intentional, because guess what? Every Sunday is kind of Easter Sunday. Every Sunday is the day of the Lord. It's the day of the resurrection. So please keep all of these in mind. And one final thing before I go. Can we please try to not wish each other Happy Easter? It's kind of like, let's wait till Holy Saturday night. Let's try to hold it back. I remember a couple of years ago, and we finished, this was at my last parish, we finished the Good Friday liturgy. It was very solemn, and went out of the church, and people started leaving. This guy came up to me and he said in a very loud voice, "Happy Easter, Father James." It's just like, we just took Jesus down from the cross. Anyway, let's try to wait. Let's try to put pause on that, and because it's kind of like shaking a champagne bottle. Like if you hold it in. Once you pop the cork, it's going to be great fun. We can save our Happy Easters for Holy Saturday night. at the end of the vigil. Anyway, I hope you have a wonderful Holy Week, and that you enjoy the great music of the high point of the liturgical year, and especially the music of Easter. God bless.